Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It is Monday. Oh! This week our theme is internet stuff, which is a bit vague, but I'm going to explain it for you just now. So basically Jenny came up with the idea of talking about things like fraud on the internet, not like credit card fraud, unless you really want us to, Jenny, but I'm not going to, because this is going to have to be a one-take video, so Okay, basically talking about like pretending to be someone you're not over the internet, pretending to be someone else, or I think that's what she was getting on about, so that's what this video is going to be about, guys. Woo! First off, can I just say from the very early, I don't understand the point in doing stuff like that over the internet, because at the end of the day, you're going to get caught out, basically. I mean, obviously it's different if you're on like an RP site, because then the whole point of that is that everybody comes on and plays a character, but if you're like talking to people who start to see you as someone that's kind of like a friend over the internet, or you know people over the internet, then you're really just letting them down. I mean, I'm not really someone who's a great believer in lying. Like, we were always brought up being told that lying is a really bad thing to do, and it's really hurtful and it's really upsetting for other people, and it just doesn't make sense in my head. And then there's the whole really dark side of it about like grooming people over the internet, and that's just disgusting, and I honestly hate is such a strong word, but I just have so much hatred towards people like that. But I think the internet's one of those places where a lot of people like me feel they can go and they can genuinely be themselves, so they can say things that they normally wouldn't be able to say, or they can talk about things that they know there are people on there that will understand what they're talking about, and then you just have people who go on and ruin that for people by being someone they're not. And you're gonna get caught out in the end, because you always do. Like, I don't understand the point in it. You're just kind of ruining it for everyone. And it's people like you that mean that people who genuinely do want to go and meet friends that they made over the internet, they can't, because their parents are all like, oh no, they can be someone they're not. If people didn't pretend to be someone they're not, then that wouldn't be a problem. Now I'm ranting. This is why I should never make videos like in between exams and essays, because then I just go, nah, become a giant squid of anger. That's really painful. So yeah, that's kind of my view on it. I think it's really stupid. I don't get the point in it, and I think you're gonna get caught out and you're ruining it for everyone else. With the obvious exception being RP sites, and just not about them. Like, they're great fun. I've been on RP sites before, not as much as certain people on the channel, like I mentioned, Jenny. But no, they're great fun. But the whole point of them is to pretend to be a character. They're not about being yourself. They're about pretending that that's not fraud. That's doing the purpose of the site. So that doesn't count. That doesn't count, Moran. They're fun. They're cool. But just these people who go on and pretend to be someone they're not. And I would hope very sincerely that nobody that I know on the internet pretends to be, you know, someone they're not, because I would be really upset, because I think there are quite a few people that I know over the internet that I haven't met in real life yet that are just, they're pretty darn epic people. And just another quick example, can you imagine what 5 British Nerds would be like if the rest of the girls were just pretending to be someone they weren't? Like, can you imagine if Jenny was coming on and making these brilliant nerdy videos, or Safi or Beth or Ray was coming on and they're making all these brilliant videos, and then they go off and then they're just, that's not who they are. Like, the world would have lost an epic person. How bad would that be? I mean, and just as a really final note, and I promise this is my last note, there's a big difference between someone coming online and exaggerating what they feel is their best features than there is for someone coming on and just pretending to be someone they're not. There's a difference in that. You know, it's you as a person, you can decide what parts of you want to portray, but I mean, personally I would always advise just be yourself, because at the end of the day you want people to like you for you, not to like you for who, you know, you're portraying at that moment in time. But no, I think people who come on and pretend to be someone they're not, they ruin the internet and make it seem like a worse place for people who genuinely are just trying to be themselves and use the internet because it's a really awesome thing to use. So that is definitely the end of my rant. I'm going to go back to my essays now. Dear 2A, I love you all. I don't know if this will go up on Monday or not. I'm kind of hoping it will, because the internet's been alright so far, but who the hell knows what's going on these days. Dear 2A, love you guys very, very much. I'll see you next Monday, and yeah. Peace out, dudes!